Hey, this is Josh and Justin from Constantly Calibrating. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Justin. I think you just said me first, but hey, that works.
Hey, I mean, proper host, introducing other hosts first. Anyways.
Sounds good. So what are we up to today?
I had a chance to play the Destiny Alpha, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Well, it's good, because over the weekend I had a chance to hate you for that. So let's continue on.
A lot of people did. So this is going to be...
Tell me what I need to know.
Gotcha. Well, first, this is going to be a new series, so hopefully this we'll keep going on with new stuff that we play and want to share. But we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Now, we start off with Destiny. First off, impressive music. I see why dude is suing Bungie back.
Yeah.
So you do start off making your character, and you do have 3 classes in the alpha at the moment. So right now you got your Titan, which is pretty much your tank class. It gets in close, has some close special moves, and defense stuff as well.
Sure.
Then you got your Hunter, more of your long range. Bonuses is here. You do get an extra powder up revolver, and also you get throwing knives.
Oh. Throwing knives sound really cool to use, so it's more of a sniper style thing than...
Pretty much. It's like the equivalent to Zero in Borderlands 2.
That was what I was thinking. That was what I was imagining it to be.
Yeah. And last is Warlock, kind of a casting class. Shoots out like fireballs, can kind of teleport as well. And with 3 classes, you have 3 races to pick from: Human, Awoken, and Exo.
Okay, so obviously I theorize I know what human is, but what's Awoken and Exo? Because I don't think I've ever done any enough research on Destiny. I wasn't aware there were race choices.
Oh, definitely. Of course, male, female of each. Awoken, they kind of have a blue tint to their skin. It kind of go grayish as well, and they kind of got this little it's like watery ripply effect going across their face, or kind of electro-y if you've seen Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
And the Exos are pretty much a transformer face, or you can make a robotic Turian. So
okay, so I'm playing this as that settled that question.
Yeah. And with it, they had more design choices than I thought. They have about 15 or so extra accessories you can add to the face. And of course, they have face choices as well, hair choices, and markings.
Okay.
But as if anybody thought naming your character is pointless in Borderlands, they thought so too. You cannot name your characters, which I didn't seem to care.
So wait, there's no naming?
No naming. You just pick a class, pick a race, design.
So you're essentially, if you're playing, whether you're playing on Xbox or on PlayStation, it's just what you're just known as your PSN ID or your gamer tag?
Exactly.
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, that's fine for something like this, because it's not really an MMO, necessarily. It's an open world kind of game, but with more people, right?
It is. And it starts you off in your first quest mission. I think the alpha started off at level 3. I have, of course, no idea what the actual game is going to do. You also start off with a mount as well that you can summon at any time in the world, which is the cool Star Wars looking bikes.
Okay, I was about to say, so they're speeder bikes.
Speeder bikes, absolutely. They even sound like speeder bikes.
Why fix what's not broken?
Exactly. As far as the gameplay goes, combat, it's very Halo-esque. They're Bungie, and the game feels like Halo. Even when you hit the melee, it feels like a Halo melee. The guns, you'll probably be like, that's a battle rifle. No, that's a DMR. Oh, that's just the pistol. I think they feel exactly the same.
I think everyone was expecting, essentially, from what we've seen so far, we were expecting Halo Land or, Border Halo or some, a combination of those two styles. So does it feel like those two, or does it feel more Halo?
It feels like Halo in a Borderlands world. It's pretty much what it is.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. And with this world, as far as multiplayer goes, you are never alone in Destiny. While you're walking around, if there's somebody in that vicinity, they'll just kind of get into your game. You'll see them running around with you. And from there, you can decide if you want to team up with them, or you just run with them as is, and everybody still gets their experience.
Okay, so we don't have to really worry about what plagues a lot of MMOs, which is always kill stealing and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely not. So it's kind of nice. It kind of forces multiplayer on you, but it does it in such a nice way about it. The annoying part is if you do want that person in your team, which they call fire teams, it literally pulls you out of the game, goes through a loading screen, and drops you at the beginning of that map. So I'm hoping to see some fixing on that before...
That's gotta be just an alpha thing.
I hope so. But going on that, you do go through your story mission. The first time I played it, I had no one with me. Second time I played it, I had some people that just happened to spawn in there, and we just went through it.
Neat.
Going with story, Dinklage is...
Peter Dinklage.
He is the AI, which is known as Ghost.
Is he as awful as everyone is saying?
What is this? Lots of motion ahead. I've got a bad feeling about this.
It can't be. It's the Hive.
There's a wizard here. You see something floating in the air, you have to kill it.
He is. Clearly, voice acting's not what he does.
That's what it seems like. So do you think it's a case of it's just him not being great at voice acting or maybe being disinterested, or do you think it's a case of we're only like 2.5 months away from the game's release, but do you think that they're gonna, I don't know, fix his voice stuff in some way, shape, or form?
He's already paid. No, don't.
But I mean, like, by fix it, I mean like auto-tune it, add some robotic sound effects, you know.
That'd be interesting. I see where you go. Basically, no, it is a very dry Dinklage voice. I hope they add some type of robotic thing, because he's playing an AI to make more sense.
That is, until I found you.
Mm-hmm. But it's pure dry Dinklage. That needs to be on a t-shirt. And
new shirt from Constantly Calibrating, pure dry Dinklage. Please don't sue us.
No, not at all. Okay, but so you did get a little story mission. After that, it brings you to their hub world, which is a area where you'll just see people meet. That's where you can get all your markets at. You can buy guns. They do have schematics they drop, which is kind of their epic loot. Basically, you take these items to a specific vendor in the hub world, and then they kind of reveal them, kind of like legendaries in the older Diablo games. And then with that, you can buy more ships. They do have gear for PvP, so there's actually that type of stuff going on in the game as well. And you can see some weird things in there, like there's just a random ball that appeared, and we're just knocking around everywhere, jumping around and stuff. So it's an interesting world.
So they have some social kind of, you know, like little, like gadget kind of things you can mess around with then.
Absolutely, even though I had no idea where the ball came from.
Well, that's always that's always a positive thing as well. I don't know what the fuck this is. Let's play with it.
Exactly, but when you're done there, like your overall view is just your ship kind of floating around. That's where you set you want to go. You pull out a map. You can play the story mission over again. You can play it at harder difficulty. They have a free roam option, which gives you the map. You can go anywhere you want, and I would say the map was pretty generous in the alpha. And there's also area quests that you could pick up within the map.
Okay.
And same deal, people just join your game, or just kind of pop up when they're there. And there are the area quests. I only experienced one, where like it'll let you know, hey, something's coming down. And just everybody kind of rushes to it, and it's a pretty cool event.
I mean, I like the sound of it. Those kind of events are something I've never really experienced quite as much in MMOs, because I stopped playing MMOs when they started really bringing that in to a lot of them. So the idea of playing, like, again, a Halo-esque kind of thing of that nature is very appealing.
Yeah, speaking of Halo-esque, the two enemies I've seen were the Fallen, which are pretty much Covenant. Like, you'll even see the cloak going on. One of the guns they shoot off looks like, sounds like a Needler.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Hive, which is pretty much the Flood. So it's a little odd how kind of common they're staying to their other stuff. But this is only the first map, so it'll be interesting to see what they have.
Well, they have a few more enemies. I've seen some of the other enemy options in the game, or so far in the lore, but I've only seen like little snippet things they've discussed.
They also do have a raid mode, which is a mission within the map that makes you go with a fire team. And a cool thing when you do join a fire team or you get in a multiplayer, you actually see like all your ships combined together, like in your hub, and they all kind of fly to the area, which is neat. And it's just the loading screen, which right now is very long for a game in this generation. But it's pretty cool though. But going on with the raid, which is a set mission, it's supposed to be hard difficulty, better loot drops. They got that, and the last thing they have is the Crucible, which is their pretty much PvP arena. As much as the game feels like Halo, the PvP does not. Like, it's definitely kind of got some off pace to it. The only mode they had at the time was I guess it's more like domination if you want to relate to Halo. You just try to control the points pretty much.
All right. So what do you mean by it feeling off the PvP?
There's an RPG element to it where you and your weapons have stats, and those stats do a certain amount of damage, even though they do have some balancing in there. So, like, you know, a level 1 get by to level 15. But it's just the damage doesn't feel right when you compare it to another shooter's multiplayer.
All right. Okay, so it's that kind of style of thing.
Pretty much.
I mean, it doesn't sound too terrible. I mean, I think Destiny is definitely built, from what we've seen so far, more as a solo or cooperative style game versus what Bungie's more known for with Halo originally, which is more the PvP side of things. Still very excited about the game. So, okay, the final question. You played, a bit of alpha, weekend of alpha. from what you've seen currently and where you think it can build to, is this a buy or not a buy?
I have to say, like, I've seen some previews and stuff where people are like, Destiny was meh, and I can see why. And I'm also worried about it'll suffer what Borderlands suffered, where the open world just isn't really interesting enough.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's gorgeous. But the more I play it, the more I enjoy it, and this will definitely be a game I'll purchase.
Alrighty. Well, I'm still heavily leaning towards the purchase side of things, but I'm hoping to get into a beta at some point as well.
Yeah, and that hopefully should be coming soon. And of course, we all expect some Cure Cows, but
Indeed.
I hope you enjoyed this little snippet. I suppose that's all for now. Got anything else, Josh?
No, I think that's it for this first little experimental thing. And then, yeah, I'll just say the usual stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, let us know if you want to see more of this kind of video idea. We'll do more of these for future games.
Bye!
Start off.